Hi, you guys. Happy Sunday. What did you do? What did everybody do today? Lazy? Yeah, it's a good day for being lazy. I didn't do anything, no. I don't go to church anymore on Sundays, so I had the whole day all to myself. I can do anything I want to do. Today I just fed the ducks and baby. Baby's right here. Let me show you. Hi, baby. Hi, sweetheart. What did you find? Yeah? You found that yucky white bread? Yeah, it was yucky, huh? Some keto-friendly something something. It was on clearance. We won't be getting that again. No, we won't. We want the nutty stuff. Yeah. We want all the nutty stuff. Yeah, this is what I did all day. I talked to baby squirrel and my baby duckies. See? No pets allowed, they said. And God said, don't worry, sweetheart. I'll bring you some wild pets. And there you go. I got a full house. Whoa. What was that? What was that, baby? Was that a window? Hi, you guys. What should we talk about today? Should we talk about, oh, I know what I want to talk about. Sorry, just getting comfortable like always. I got some minor issues. I know what I want to talk about. It's Sunday, so let's talk about Testimony Sunday. And the Testimony Sunday that alerted me that I had been targeted by these people. And let me give you some backstory. Yeah. In 2013 to 2015, I moved back to Utah as a transplant. My husband got a promotion, and we decided to go back to Utah. My house was in foreclosure in Utah County in Highland, so we just moved back in. And then I would spend the next year trying to save it with the mortgage company, and that didn't work. So we lost it. We ended up renting a house in Cedar Hills, Utah County. Yeah. Cedar Hills, beautiful neighborhood. Oh my gosh. And the house that we rented, you guys, after I lost my foreclosure, my house to foreclosure, the house that we rented, the tenant before us had just died. She died of cancer. Cancer's slow and agonizing, by the way, okay? To die of that is awful. Yeah, I witnessed a brother-in-law die of that. Yeah. So anyway, the tenant before me died of cancer. And my neighbor, told me the whole story. How she was so nice. I think her name was Laura Lee, something like that. Oh, Laura Lee, she would bring in our trash cans for us and bake us cookies in the middle of the night. Yeah. She'd call my son, come get some cookies. In the middle of the night. I shouldn't make fun of her. She already passed. But anyway, her husband was a referee, and he was always out of town. And her children lived out of state. She had grown children, just like I did. Yeah. So she was alone. Lonely. Depressed. Without her babies and grandbabies. Her husband out of town all the time. That's a sad life for a woman, you know that? It is. And when I moved into that house, my life was very similar to the tenant that had just died of cancer. I was an empty nester. My girls were in college. My husband, a busy manager with no time for, And I was lonely. I was depressed. So I fit the requirements, apparently, to be a tenant in that house. I did. Oh, and I had just lost my house to foreclosure. Can you imagine how sad I was? I was so sad when I moved there. Cheers. It's water. I just have it in a cup. So I quickly make friends because I'm so lonely. I make friends with my next door neighbor, and she proceeds to tell me the story of the tenant that died of cancer before me. And again, like they would just bring it up periodically out of the blue. Oh, she was so nice. Whoa. And they had already targeted me, you guys. Did you guys know that people could do sorcery on you to make you sick, like with cancer? Mm-hmm. See, I have a theory that the type of sorcery that they do on us is to lower our immune system so that we then become susceptible to cancer and other autoimmune diseases like arthritis, Hashimoto's, what else? There's a bunch of autoimmune conditions, okay? I have a theory that they're witchcraft and sorcery because it's something very new in Western medicine. Did you know that? Yeah. And when you go to the doctor, they don't really know what's wrong with you now. They just throw pills at you. Here, take this, take this, take that. So anyway, I was targeted next after poor Laura Lee. Yeah. So immediately, within a couple weeks of moving there, I start noticing changes in my relationship with my husband immediately. And I blame it on his new position. He has an awesome brand new position at work, and he's in management. He's busy. So I just blame it on that. And, we're getting used to being alone after raising 4 kids. And I just blame it on everything else except that maybe our marriage had been infiltrated. And it was. It was. So see, their witchcraft, they'll start targeting your relationships. Yeah. Your relationships with your husband or spouse, with your children. And lucky for them, I had just divorced my biological family. And they knew that. They knew that I was completely alone in the world. Yeah, I went from having 9 siblings to having nobody. Nobody. And they knew this about me. They did. So I was prime. I was a prime choice for their next target. I was. So they fucked with my marriage, and they started fucking with my health. My health went downhill immediately after. I was already suffering, by the way, with ailments that were all autoimmune related, especially migraines, okay? And I get to this house, and within a month, I can't fucking breathe. I'm shuffling my feet. My blood pressure is out of whack. I fall into a deep depression when I was happy. I was really happy in my life at that time. There was no reason for me to be depressed. I mean, being an empty nester, that was a relief. Are you kidding? I raised 4 kids. I had to work multiple jobs. You don't think that was going to be a big relief for me? It was. Again, every time that I was at a crossroads in my life that should have been celebrated, something would attack me, us, my family, and all hell would break loose. And that's what happened in this house in Cedar Hills. Okay? It gets stuck. I remember being there and hearing chanting in the house next door through our basement walls. I was organizing my basement, which was a project that I took on. It took me weeks. So I was weeks in my basement and I heard them chanting in a house next door to me that was supposed to be vacant at the time. Yeah. The owner was, I believe, in San Francisco, something like that. And I heard chanting. And that night that I heard chanting, my husband and I were locked in our bedroom and the freaking doorknob starts. They sent us evil entities, evil spirits into this house. You know what I thought? I thought it was the ghost of the lady that died. That's what I thought. But actually, they were already attacking us with their sorcery. They were. You know, when they met me, they were drooling. They were drooling. I just rented this house, okay? But I decorated it. Oh, man. I have skills for decorating homes and making them just feel cozy and comfy and classy. And yeah. So they saw this and they were just like drooling. And then I've mentioned this before that even if I rent, you guys, I have no problem buying a flat of annuals for $20 and planting them at the front porch, you know, to receive company. People walk up to your house, they see fresh flowers. I don't care that I rent. So every house that I've rented, I planted plants. I made it look like my own. And these people met me and they were drooling. They wanted whatever I had. They wanted it for themselves. They did. And I have another theory that they don't just target us for our destinies, which is why they targeted me, okay? They targeted me for a destiny swapping. They do this through sorcery, okay? But I have a theory that there's also life insurance on people. Like that lady that died of cancer. Why not? You know somebody in the insurance industry, right? Somebody in the banking industry that could cash a check for you. Maybe. I mean, the possibilities, my God. So anyway, I'm going to make a connection now, okay? So these people, they target us. My husband's job is doing pretty good. It's doing so good that he gets another promotion and they offer to transplant us back to California. And I'm just so excited. I'm like, oh, I think I'm sick because, you know, I'm alone and I'm sad and I don't know why I'm sick. But anyway, the thought of going back to California, I was just so happy. So my husband gets a huge promotion to run 2 branches instead of just 1. That's how well he was doing, yeah. And as soon as we moved back to California, they start to try and write him up. I was the head of a small company, so I know that when they write you up, they're just setting the stage to let you go. And we couldn't figure out why. He had just received a promotion to run 2 branches. Why would they, just a few months afterwards, try and get rid of him? His company paid for our move. I'm going to say a good 20 grand. Why would you fire somebody after spending $20,000 to move them for their new promotion to run 2 of your branches and then find a reason to get rid of them? Yeah, that's what happened. And what happened was before we left Utah, we were baptized as Mormons. So our neighbors convinced us to get baptized before we came back to California. So when we came back to California, our new church, our new ward, already had all the info that we had been selected for sacrifice. And they quickly started working on me here too. They made us very ill. My husband lost his job. The day he lost his job, the Mormons showed up with another job for him. Coincidence? No. They just needed to have full control of him, yeah. So he gets another job, and at this point, we have no idea they're involved. We don't. We're just thankful that they came through. You know, being Mormon, you're supposed to give each other a hand. And we thought they were coming through for us. Yeah. Sorry, guys. So anyway, I get very sick. Our finances go to shit. I lose every special relationship in my life. Everyone. My babies and their babies. I lose everybody. My sister, at that time I was still in touch with my sister, and they knew her. They met her. Yeah. She better watch out. She might be next. They separated me from everybody I loved and then proceeded to make me sick. Yeah. I was really sick, you guys. And during the time I was sick, I did a lot of research. And my research had to do with the Mormons, because I was a new Mormon. I wanted to know what I got myself into. I knew it wasn't normal. I knew their church was quirky. I knew it was crazy. So when I do my research, I find out that the families that are born under the covenant of the Mormon religion practice sorcery just like their founder, Joseph Smith. Yeah. So these people, they don't call it sorcery. No, you know what they call it? Alchemy. I'm going to make $1 million through alchemy. They call it alchemy. Stealing other people's blessings through black magic. They call it alchemy. Fakes. That's not alchemy. You fakes, you thieves. So that's what they wanted to do with me. And they managed to steal all our financial abundance that my husband and I had acquired during a 20-year marriage. They stole it from us. Yeah, they bankrupted us, almost made us homeless, ruined our marriage, our family life. Everything changed, you guys, because of these people. Now, the theory I have on the life insurance, let me tell you, when I was still going to church during a testimony Sunday, one of the sisters, it was close to Christmas, she had just gotten back from a trip to Utah, and she was talking about how fun the trip was to visit family, but as soon as she got home, it was bad news. Her neighbor had committed suicide, yeah. Her neighbor had offed herself. And then she cried these fake tears. While I was having fun, my neighbor was taking her own life. And then she says, judgmentally, fucking bitch, this is how I knew she was insincere. Okay. This poor woman is a single mom taking care of her sick mom and 2 children, okay? And this bitch says, oh, she did make some bad decisions. But she made bad decisions like she was a drug addict, yeah. So when you have empathy for somebody, you don't judge them. Why would you judge somebody who just took their own life? Do you have any idea the level of despair that poor woman felt to get to that point in her life? to take her own life and leave her 2 babies behind. The level of despair, and for you to stand up there at the podium and judge her about her life choices. You fucking bitch. I told my husband immediately, they're in on it. They have something to do with her death. Her husband, the night before, had posted a GoFundMe for her, okay, pretending to be charitable, and he opened it up with $100 through a GoFundMe. Why? Why not do it through our ward? Why not do it through our church? Why not do it through our bishop, you know? Hey, bishop, you know that tithing we all give? Can we donate a little bit to my neighbor? She just took her own life and she left 2 babies. No, he made a public announcement. Mormons don't do that. Mormons don't go outside of the church for charitable things, for charity, or no, Mormons don't do that. Okay, so for him to post a GoFundMe the night before of her fake testimony, his wife's fake testimony, I smelled something really fishy. I knew they had something to do with her death. They're just making it look like they're sad. Mormons don't care about nobody but Mormons, okay? I don't care if it's your neighbors. They just care about each other. And they're not going to fork out $100 for anybody that isn't Mormon, okay? They're not. Red flags. See, Elsa's childhood abuse, my abuse, you guys, came in so handy. Everything I learned about getting away from predators as a child, I had to study body language, you know that? I had to study my father's body language to guess when he was going to attack me. You know how much concentration that takes? It took a lot of concentration. So I was prepped. By the time I was going to church with these people, I could see out of my peripheral vision, okay? I know when somebody's got their stare locked on me. And I saw this all the time at sacrament, especially by the leadership up above, sitting in front of us. I'd pretend like I wasn't watching them, but I was watching you fuckers the whole time. You gave yourselves away. You did. You're so fake. And your fake testimonies. And your fake tears. Oh, you know what they're really big on, you guys? The atonement. What does the atonement mean? Sorry, I got to stretch my back. What does the atonement mean, you guys? That somebody had to be sacrificed? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what the atonement means. They're big on sacrifice, you guys. I'm telling you, the Mormon hymns are bloody, gory. They talk about Jesus sweating blood through his pores as they reach these high notes. La 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 la. And they think this is worship. What are they worshiping? The sacrifice. They love blood. They do. So anyway, I don't know. I think that should be investigated. There's a private investigator out there. I'm sure you could connect these networks that target people through sorcery so that we could kill ourselves. And in the meantime, they have life insurances on us. Yeah, they do. They do. And see, they make you lose everything so that you'll kill yourself. You'll just say, oh, it's over. I might as well just kill myself. And they thought I was going to do that. Trick's on you. See, let me explain to you guys how God uses the devil to benefit us. And that's exactly what happened to me. So the devil, Satan, and his minions, they are a legion. I did sorcery, removed everything that I loved in my life. Everything.